this is the card I'll be showing you how to make. It's super fun. It's got some fun little flowerets here that I'm going to show you how to make. I'm highlighting the paper florist dies, and I'm also releasing a few other videos on some other flowers and how to make them from this die set. So be on the watch out for that. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, go back and watch those too. But also I'm going to be using the Masterfully Made DSP here. And I've mostly stuck with this sheet here. That's what the base is, and then that's what I've made my little florets out of. So I have this die right here, and this is what we're gonna die cut out of. So some of them you can do to where they have this colorful center, and then some of them you can do just with the fresh freesia color here, just to give some variation. But you'll go ahead and grab your die cutting machine and your platform here. So you'll do the number 1, number 2 shim there, number 3 die cutting plexiglass plate, and then grab like a 1-inch strip of the DSP and go ahead and place your die down and get it lined up there, and then place your other plexiglass plate on top and go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. Now you'll need a few of these, so I've gone ahead and die cut them. And the one trick with this, because you're spreading the flowers or the little frayed edges out, you're going to want to roll in like so that whatever color you want to show, that's what you're going to roll in. So it kind of feels like you're doing it wrong, but you're really not, and it's okay. So go ahead and take one of your pieces here, and you're just going to start rolling fairly tight it in a circle here. So you're just going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling till you roll the entire thing. Okay, once you've gotten that, the next thing is we're going to add another piece to it. So we're going to do 2. So add a little glue, and we're just going to add one of these pieces into it and keep rolling. So once you've finished, we'll take the last little bit, put a little glue on it, and close it up and just hold it there for a second, just to make sure it sticks. And you'll look at this and you'll be like, I did not want orange and yellow, but that's okay because we rolled what we want to see inside, so it's all covered up. And then once it dries for a second, you can just take your thumb and peel out and just kind of fluff the inside, and you end up with this really cool looking floweret bud thing. One really cool thing is you can pop it on a card like I have, or you can do another flower from the Paper Florist dies and just pop it in there as a flower, a flower center. I just did this so you guys could see what it looked like used in a different way. So that's a really cool way too. But then we're going to do a couple more. So we're going to do one that's just one of these, and then I'll show you how I got the smallest one, the last one. So you're going to roll in, and then once you get to the end of that, pull it out a little bit, put a little tombow there, and close it up and let it sit for a second, hold it, and then you can go and fray that out and fluff it like so. So that's what you should have. It's a little bit smaller. And then last but not least, we're going to do this last one, but we're going to do like about 2/3 of it, not quite the whole thing. So roll this one as tight as possible, because it's going to be a smaller one. So I would say that's about maybe 1.25 inches left or so, and just take your paper snips and trim that off like so. And then just take a little Tombow, glue there at the end. Now, because this is smaller, what I did is I kind of squished it together and flattened it there, and then just took off a smidge of the bottom, like, I don't know if you can see that, like just barely in like 1/8 inch there, just enough to lower it down to the paper so that it gives some depth to it, but also not cutting into your little frayed area. So then you can gently, carefully fray that back and fluff this little flowerette. So this one will sit a little bit closer to the ground, and that way you'll have some depth and variation between your little flower buds there. So next we're going to grab our base. So I have a 3x6 piece of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to throw that in, or fold that in half here. And then like so. And then I've cut a 3x3 inch piece of the DSP we've been using, and we're just going to glue that down like so. And then I've got some Whisper White Baker's Twine here, and I'm going to open the flap and just wrap that around twice, and we're going to tie that in a knot and then a loose bow. Now, if you need to slide it over or adjust it, just bend the card slightly like this, and that loosens up the tension to where you're able to adjust it how you need, and it works really well. And then when you finish, then you can bring it back together and it should look like that. So there we have that. I am going to quickly grab Berry Burst ink here, along with the Hello that came out of the Wonderful Thoughts stamp set here. And we're just going to ink up in some Berry Burst and stamp directly on the DSP. One really nice thing about this DSP is it's got some variant in color, so it has some lighter spots to where you're able to stamp directly on it, like it was meant to be all along. So next step is to add a little bit of Tombow, and you can add a good little dot there because we want these to sit and actually stick. So I'm just going to place that on here like so, and then take the next largest one and we'll add that here. And this might need a minute to sit and think about drying, so just have that in mind. Maybe set it aside for a minute, and then once the Tombow sets up, it should be good to go and stuck. Get my bow here untangled. So there you have it, a super cute card, a little note card, but also using the little flower center frayed edge in kind of a different way. So anyways, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.